Hello and welcome to another episode of the Kennel NRL podcast. Yes, we are late because of Galvin. It's all Galvin's fault. New South Wales lost because of Galvin. Tigers are losing because of Galvin, and everything is Galvin's fault. Obviously, I kid. It's not Galvin's fault. It hasn't ever been Galvin's fault. But anyway, good evening and welcome to everybody that we have in the chat. But just before we welcome you all, I'd love to give a big warm hello to the notorious Dibbo. What's happening, brother?
Hey, mate. Just another week of footy, another week of drama, another weekend to look forward to. I swear I look forward to the weekends. Like, there's a lot of things happening on the weekend, but you just wait for Thursday to wrap around. Thursday after work. All right, tonight's game. Just can't seem to get enough. It'd be, and then to add more to this season, basically, they got the Ashes at the, after the season finishes. I just wish England or Great Britain was strong again, because, most people probably didn't get experience in Ashes growing up, or a strong England side. I was old enough to remember '94 Ashes series, and that was, for a kid like me, 8 years old, didn't know what Great Britain was, and then Australia losing the first test. That was, everything dreams were made for. I think Dad woke us up about 5:30 in the morning, I think, on a Sunday from memory. But that was everything. That was everything for us. Seeing Mal Meninga lead the Australians around, that was everything. And seeing a lot of those legends playing.
And Australia's going to lose the Ashes this year because of Galvin. It's always going to be Galvin's fault.
It'd be nice. You know what? It'd be nice if he has a stellar last 2 or 3 months of the season, or 3 months really, because they should be in the finals, or they will be in the finals. And then he just somehow cracks the Kangaroos, and gets himself into the 17 somehow. Never say never.
Look, never say never, but there is a long way to go between sort of here and there. There have been, as everybody
we can
knows,
say that, but people like Greg Alexander in their rookie years made the Ashes series. I think I might have been born in. I would have been born in '86. But he's good enough. If he's good enough, he'll get chosen.
He will, and look, he's good enough, and I think he's not far away from those representative honors. But what I do want to do, who I do want to represent right now is everyone that we've got in the chat that has been here waiting for us. I know we were late. I apologize, but
tough week for the Dogs.
Brian Dibb, Knox Corvus, Rhett Langlands, Brad Cambridge, Abraha Lesles, Brett Morris, Brad Cambridge.
I just got to adjust my camera so you can all see the Dragons logo.
Eddie Abs, Norm, Zatar, everyone here, Jamie with $5, Queenslander. It could be worse. It could be the Dragons taking on the Dogs on Saturday.
Was that game last week?
Boys? Yeah, we're doing well, Jamie. We love it. Congratulations to Queensland. Congratulations to your team. Honestly, there's nothing more to say about that game. Laurie Daly is a fraud. Should not be anywhere near the game. And look, it is what it is. I'm not going to talk about Origin today.
Tim Gray posted up Flanagan for a hat trick this week. I will
Zatar,
run out of the stadium. I think everyone will if he scores a hat trick.
Can we all celebrate Galvin in 32 to 6 weekends with an $8 super chat? Thank you so much, Zatar. Appreciate all your support. You've been here from day dot. I think you were one of our first subscribers, so thank you so much. And to everybody here, Timothy Gray. Welcome. Hey, hi, Elma and Dibbo. Should be a cracker of game. High scoring affair between the Bulldogs and the Dragons. Burton and Flanagan, anytime scorers. Good call. DFL Watto. A Kanji. Elma looking good. Tiam, welcome. Who else is in here? Just quickly. Holden Forever. Good evening, brother. Good to have you in. Doggies for life. Welcome. Magas, Red V podcast. No, we were not on the Red V podcast today.
I thought Jack stopped that.
Was called the.
I haven't asked Jack, but Jack Clifton. I haven't spoken to him about it. I thought he stopped it, unless he's referring to the.
No, he did. It's not the Red V. It's not the Red V podcast. That was the Mad Dragons podcast, and that was
Who was on that?
Michael Jeffrey from All Things Bulldogs podcast. Check it out. Nice. I think he did have a preview with the Mad Dogs
with Voddy.
Mad Dragons podcast. So if you have a look at his podcast, I'm not sure how it went, but I'm sure it would have been great with the banter, just like ours was with the penalty Broncos fellas. Now,
Voddy's one cocky Dragons potty guy. I like watching him. He's good.
Now, I'm going to structure the night. How we're going to structure it today is we're going to go for about 25 minutes talking or reviewing that Cowboys game, just reviewing some of the statistics and some of the takeaways from the game. Then, because we've got Dibbo, who is our weekly co-host, who is a Mad Dragon supporter, we're going to go into a little bit of depth previewing the Bulldogs against the Dragons, and then maybe leave 15 minutes right at the end just to talk about the rest of the games, give our opinions, give our thoughts. But without any further ado, I want to get into the Bulldogs and Cowboys match. And I have some thoughts on this game. Obviously I have some thoughts. That was a stressful game. That was an unnecessarily difficult game. However, I want to make a couple of points about the game that we had up against the Cowboys in North Queensland that I think everybody needs to talk about, or everyone's probably forgetting to talk about very quickly. Well, Bill Sam, good to see you on here, brother. Welcome. Good to have you here. Now, first and foremost, the North Queensland and playing up there at Country Bank Stadium is always a difficult assignment for any team. Melbourne went up there and they almost lost. Canberra did go up there earlier in the year and they got smashed. A lot of teams go up there and will struggle unless they're sort of acclimatized. So like Queensland teams seem to fare a little bit better up in North Queensland than the Bulldogs do. The Bulldogs did look tired at about the 60th minute, which I found a little bit disappointing. I'm not sure what the situation was there, but we looked gassed. If you look at, Kickout, I thought he was really, really tired. He did come off early and then had to come back on, obviously, when we copped the two HIAs. But that was sort of unfamiliar territory, I thought, for the Bulldogs. And the other thing was we looked very ordinary in attack. And I have some thoughts on why I think it was ordinary, but I don't think we can give any more excuses to what we have seen over the last, 8 or 9 weeks from our attack. It needs to improve and needs to improve a lot quicker if we are genuine top 4 contenders. But I've seen the comments that the weather was hot, and Magas is saying it's called humidity. So the humidity actually wasn't that high. It was 68% humidity. When we faced the Broncos, it was 64% humidity. I know it's different; it's a whole different atmosphere, but it was very interesting to see how different the environment was compared to the environment in Sydney at Accor. But it was a tough, gritty win, and at this part of the season, you need to win ugly. As long as you're getting the 2 points. Melbourne have been winning ugly. The Raiders have also been winning ugly. And so for us to go up to North Queensland, missing some of our stars and still win, I think is fantastic. Dibbo, your thoughts? Or am I being too lenient on my team?
No, that's good, man. I thought you guys would get the win. I tipped you by 8. I didn't think you guys would set the water light going in your victory, but he's got the win, as I thought. You would have too much for the Cowboys. Cowboys have been dreadful this year. And yeah, I just thought you guys would have too much class. I mean, I know he's lost back-to-back games, but top 2 for a reason this year. Yeah, didn't expect any less, to be honest, and turn that around. So, yeah, there's still a lot of class in the Bulldogs team. Still the effort's there. Still they're playing for each other. So, yeah, I think you've been good to the team, and that's about it. Not being lenient. They've had a good season. It's not about bashing them. It's just saying how it is, and mate, I'll still give them an A plus or A minus this year for how they've played. They've been so good, so good. Most teams don't win. Most teams don't go up to Dairy Farm, or what do they call it again now?
Queensland
Bank Stadium. Yeah, Queensland Stadium, Country Bank Stadium. Most teams still go up there and don't win anyway. So, credit to the boys. They came away with the win. They could have easily coughed that up, and they jagged the win, and they've set themselves up nicely for this week's local derby against the Dragons. So,
So I guess my question is like, what are your thoughts? Do you think that why have we dipped so much in our attack? Because we've been really bad in attack. Like we weren't this bad at the beginning of the year.
Too harsh on your team. They're still winning,
you think so?
Bloody oath, fucking still winning. Regardless, they're still finding a way to win. All right, the attack doesn't click. The defense is clicking. You got to win some way or the other. Sometimes you got to play a compressed game. Attack might not be flowing. I mean, Cowboys played a compressed game against you. Sometimes it's how the other team forces you to play, and you're good enough to jag the win. You jag it. You got the win. You know, you might turn around this week and put 6-7 tries, for example. Oh yeah, the attacks. You know, Dragons aren't known for their defense anyway. They don't play compressed sort of footy. So you should. I'm pretty certain you guys will jag at least 5 or 6 tries this week. It'll be good for the team, especially if your halfback if he's allowed to roam around, as what we've seen him do in his in his very short career so far, year and a half. But when he roams around, if he's not breaking the line, he's putting someone away or he's creating havoc. He'll have a good week this week. He's a sitting second.
Third.
Well, regardless, you're 2 points off the leader. 14 against is similar. Don't know what panic buttons there is. Regardless, once the finals come, it's a different ball game. Your main aim is to get into that top 4 and try to secure a home final. I still think he's will get top 2, to be honest. And it's not at the expense of Melbourne. I think it's at the expense of Canberra, whose bubble will burst. I think.
On that quickly, I just want to sort of quickly mention that last year, the Panthers came second with 40 points. We're on 30 at the moment. So if we can win 5 of our last 8, I think that we'll get top 2. And the other thing is, it's interestingly, we versed Melbourne, 3 weeks out from the finals.
Perfect.
That for us could be the game that sends us into the top 2. And I reckon if we get top 2, my genuine opinion is that if we get top 2, we will make the preliminary final. We will win that first game at Ackle with 70,000 Bulldogs fans screaming the team home. That's what I think anyway. But I want to talk a little bit about
the way it goes this year. You're either playing, unless Canberra drops off drastically. But if none of those top 3 sides drop off drastically, somehow the Warriors are still winning. But you're either playing Melbourne or Canberra that first week.
I think so.
Where I can't say, but unless there's some serious drastic form reversal from either side, either top 4 side, but just the way this season's gone now. I know we still got 2 months and it's still a long way to go, and we shouldn't count our chickens before they hatch. So there's still 2 months. A lot can happen in 2 months. Shouldn't get overly excited.
I still think there's some twists and turns in the table.
100%.
I reckon there's going to be a team that comes into the 8 that no one expects. I don't know who.
Definitely. And somebody's going to crash and burn, maybe a couple. I don't expect Manly to be in the 8 by the end of the 2 months.
I don't expect the Broncos. I expect the Broncos to either limp in or miss the top 8 completely.
Who are the Broncos playing this week?
So they've got the bye.
But
all right.
Yeah, but who have they got next week in that case?
The Eels with Moses back.
Right. Eels are broken side. Anyways.
To be honest, if you saw, I thought they were pretty good against the Panthers. Anyway, that's not what we'll get. So,
dreadful.
There's 3 things. Look, there's 3 things I want to mention about.
No chance, Norm.
About that Cowboys game, right? The first thing I want to mention is we never looked comfortable in that game. We never looked like we had secured the win. Sure, it was gritty, it was tough, but it was also against the worst defensive team in the competition. And I think that speaks volumes to how far we've dropped since round, 11 or since the Dolphins loss. Look, we did get the win, and that's great. But I'm still not very comfortable. I think, the game against the Cowboys needed to be a statement game, and it wasn't. This game against the Dragons needs to be a statement game, but I don't think it will be because of the fact that, Galvin is coming into 7. But on that, on that, what I want to make a comment on is what's becoming evident is that last week, Ciraldo would have told Sexton, or it would have been Sexton's chance to prove himself that he needs to be, or he should be the 7. It was his chance to say to everybody, I am the number 7, and he did not do that. It's become very clear that Ciraldo wanted to make a call, and he gave Sexton the first opportunity to own that position, right? And he didn't. Even that great try that they scored on that left side, it was Burden, Hayward, Tracy, Anari Tuala, Rinakama. Sexton wasn't in that play, right? Sexton over the last 8 weeks has had 1 try assist. 1 try assist. So, this is not a bash Sexton moment. This is let's look at the facts and why Ciraldo is making the calls that he is making. And for a long time, everyone said, we don't think Sexton is a premiership winning half. Ciraldo is not stupid. Ciraldo's proving to us every week that he's a very, very astute coach. And so he's made the comment, or he's made the decision that that he's going to use Galvin as 7. I think we need to back him, and I think it's the right move. The other person I have to talk about was Jethro Rinakama. Jethro Rinakama is absolutely a bloody weapon. What a performance by a young dude that was playing Harold Matt a couple of years ago, and early this year was in SG Ball. He didn't do the off-season with the team. He's only been with the team for maybe 5 or 6 weeks. And he's come from the absolute stars to come on the wing to leapfrog Blake Wilson.
Called for him a month ago.
Blake Wilson to get that spot. And I am just blown away by the composure. I'm blown away by just how much experience he showed up there in defense and in attack. I thought he looked every bit the leader. He looked not the leader, but he looked every bit the first grader. And so if you look at sort of his statistics, he made 178 meters, 21 runs. He scored a great try, 51 post contact, 3 tackle breaks. And this is the first game in first grade, which, is fantastic. And so, I'm hoping that he can continue to improve. I know that TM saying he had 4 errors, and that's okay. Everyone in the team had a lot of errors in them on that on the day. So I'm not really going to look at the errors too much, but I am going to look at the impact that he had on the Dogs from the wing, and I thought he was fantastic. What were your thoughts on Jethro, Dib?
Yeah, I wanted him from a month ago, if you remember. Yeah, I was calling for him maybe a couple of weeks consecutive. I saw the kid in the lower grades. I like what I saw. I mean, obviously he's still got a lot of improvement, a lot of growing. How old is he? 18. He's got a long way to go. Yeah, okay. He's a teenager. He's got a long way to go. He's like a Fijian T-Rex. He's got a lot of potential with his kid. And he can honestly beat T-Rex. Absolutely love that about him. It reminds me kind of, I don't know, it reminds me of Edo Nabuli, that Dragons dinosaur that went to rugby union for the Reds. Remember Edo Nabuli? He was that one season of the Dragons, he absolutely killed it. Reminds me of him. A bit like Lottie Takiri, of course, a great Lottie. Obviously Jethro's got a long way to go to get to Lottie's level. But look at him. He's got all the attributes to be, absolutely scintillating player. He's tall, fast, athletic, powerful. He can do things, so he's got a long way to go. I don't know if he'll be there in the 17 by the time round 26 or the finals wrap around, but great time to give the kid a debut, and he absolutely shines. So he gives Cam more options. And again, he's playing this week. So if the kid keeps it up, who knows? he might hold his spot, and what a story that would be.
And I mean, Ciraldo is giving him every opportunity to make it his own. He's chosen him now for the second time, for the second game in a row. And I think he's sort of laying the gauntlet down. And he's telling him, if you want it, the spot's yours. Because if he's killing it and he's got the speed that we need, and he can do everything else that Montoya can do, I don't see why you drop him.
Norm's right. Montoya will struggle to get back in if Jethro's absolutely killing it for the next 2 months.
Yeah. And he's the type of winger that the Bulldogs haven't really had for a long time. Well, I mean, I don't even really remember when we ever had a winger that was tall, fast, powerful. I mean, I know we've got Kiraz, but I'm assuming this guy's quite a little bit taller than Kiraz, and he just
seems like he's pacey. Seems like he's very pacey.
Very pacey. Reminds me a bit of Daniel Tupou from the Roosters.
Yeah. You're right. If he stays nice, and Tupou's always stayed slim. For a Polynesian, he's tall, lanky, slim, never put on the weight. But this guy, yeah,
he's got the defensive reads.
He's got. I think he's. Yeah, look, if he can end up being a lot like Lottie Takiri, what a find. He's going to demand top dollar, but regardless, what a find.
We'll get him for the next 2 to 3 years, and then when he
hopefully the salary cap by then is about $30 million. You can pay every player on the park $1 million plus. Perfect.
That'd be great. I just want to call out one comment here by Doggies for Life. Reminds me of Jason Sub.
Sabi,
can't defend for his life. This guy has good defensive reads. I don't know how quick he is, though. Is he as quick as Jason Saab? I mean,
I've got no idea, but he's pacey.
He's pacey. I don't know if he's that pacey, though. And so, look, I just have to say, what a fantastic performance and debut by a young kid who, has sort of had an astronomical rise. And what a story. Can you imagine this guy scoring a try in a semi-final, for the Bulldogs at home in front of 70,000 roaring Bulldogs fans to sort of get us into a prelim? It just, the
90-meter try
in front of this kid, the potential.
I don't think he's going to get 70,000. I don't think you'll get 70,000 to a prelim. You'd definitely sell it out. Even
it'll be. But I mean, depending on who the opposition is, I'm saying depending on who the opposition is, it'll be 7,000 Bulldogs fans and 10,000 of the others. That's what I meant.
You'll probably sell it out against Canberra. I don't know about Melbourne, but yeah. Well, unless he's come first and get shit. Yeah, you're playing 3 out-of-town teams by the looks of it, potentially.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Warriors have big support. If we are versing the Warriors, they've got big support. So I think we can definitely fill it out with Warriors there. But I think no matter who it is, the Bulldogs, I mean, if we had 68,000 to the Rabbitohs Good Friday game, a finals game, I think we would get 75,000 at the least, if not 80,000. If we got 55,000 last year, I reckon we'll get 80,000 easily this year. The crowds are bigger.
I
think we would sell out. I think we would sell out for sure. But yeah, I have to say, this kid was fantastic. He was playing outside Inari Tuala, who, is still finding his feet again after being out for 18 weeks. I cannot praise this kid highly enough for the potential that he's showing. And so when you look at having him on the wing, and then next week we're going to have Galvin at 7. We're going to have Hayward on the bench. We've got Harry Hayes. We've got all these juniors that are coming through for the Bulldogs. And for me, it's one of those things where this is the future starting to come true so quickly for the Bulldogs. Having it that, Galvin just turned 20. This guy's 19. Harry Hayes is just barely 20. Hayward's still very young as well. It's such an exciting thing to see some of these juniors starting to show their capability. And that's one of the most exciting aspects of this for me, is that this is one of those juniors that's come through the pathways and showing some true capability. We've still got, players like Finau Latu to debut. We've got Underhill to debut. We've got some other youngsters as well that we have coming up. And so for me, that's probably one of the most exciting aspects of it. I do want to touch on something that David Lau has mentioned. We still need a rock star fullback IMO.
Okay.
I disagree with that, but I'll give my thoughts. But I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think, Dibbo.
I think Connor Tracy's going great guns. That's what I reckon anyway. If we look at past fullbacks, let's see, Edwards last 4 years, Pappenhausen the year before that, Teddy Tedesco, far out. It is looking that way. Before Teddy, Munster, before Munster. Who won 2016? Who was the fullback? Barber,
yeah.
Oh, far out. And then I guess the last rock star fullback you had was Coote. From the Cowboys, Lachlan Coote. Remember he was playing.
In 2015.
Fullback. And he was pretty good. I guess he was probably. Yeah, it was a lot like Connor Tracy, maybe a bit more with his ball playing skills. But I guess it looks that way. You kind of like need a live wire fullback. And that's not saying Connor Tracy is not a live wire fullback, but if you go back pretty much the last 10 years, all those fullbacks from every side was pretty much a rep fullback. I mean, there's no doubt Ben Barber, should have played Queensland and probably Australia as well. I mean, out of that whole list, he's the only one that hasn't played rep footy, besides Ryan Pappenhausen as well. Or has Pappenhausen played for Australia?
Don't think so. I'm not sure. And either way, I get your point, right? Like,
it's just looking that way. I mean, I want to say no, you don't. You don't. The guy's really awesome. It's not like he's a safe fullback. He actually gives a lot in attack, and he gives a good account of himself in defense. I think you can't fit everyone in the salary cap, And what he's doing, the way he's performing this year, I'd say he's maybe in the top 5 or 6 fullbacks at the moment. Don't give a shit. People disagree with that, but I could be wrong, but he's up there. He's definitely the top half of the performing fullbacks in the game at the moment. I mean, look at him. He's a live wire in attack. He's been one of Canterbury's best in nearly every game. So, yeah, look, I don't think you do, but, I mean, if you look at the last 10 years, they all seem to be rock star fullbacks.
Just to put it out there, the NRL.com says he's got 7 try assists and 4 line breaks.
There you go. He's a live wire fullback.
Sexton.
How many tries has he scored?
4 tries.
Well, there you go. He's pretty much contributed a try-scoring opportunity, 1 every game on average. Don't forget, you've had, 2 buys or 3? So he's averaging 1 a game. Don't worry about Sexton. He's a halfback. He's
Sexton scored 2 tries and has less try assists than Connor Tracy. Yeah, he's got 6.
Yeah, it's just the style they play.
Look, I'm with you. But I also think like you've got to be a little bit honest about what you have and who you do have. And I think like as a team, I'm not saying we're going to win the grand final, but do I think that Connor Tracy can do the job for us in a grand final? I do. I don't
think he ever has a bad game. No kidding.
He's had a couple. I think he's had a couple, but that's okay.
But it hasn't been bad. It's just been
This year he hasn't been bad
not like
at all.
his live wire.
Yeah, I
like Connor Tracy. I'm
a big fan.
I thought he was going to come sign at the Dragons. I thought, he's a mad signing, but didn't sign for us. And he's given a great account of himself since he left Cronulla. I was surprised he didn't play more at Cronulla. Very surprised. Anyways.
He did have a lot of injuries. That was his problem. He had a lot of injuries. And so I think, Ciraldo's done a great job to bring out the best in someone like Connor Tracy. For me, and look, Tiam's made a great point. Is look at how Tracy played against the Panthers when it was all on the line and it mattered. He played out of his skin. He was fantastic, and that's a great point. In that in those games, Tracy can be more than
he's involved.
He's very involved. He's good busy. Defense. Yeah,
he's busy. Doesn't matter how many meters he makes or not making. Yeah. But he's busy. He's involved.
So what I would like to say to you guys is, I think that was a really bad performance by the Bulldogs. I think we need to improve quite a bit to really be earning that top 4 position, and we've got a tough run home. We can't play like that against the Cowboys. Final thoughts: Rinakama was great. I thought Burton in the first half was excellent. Kira's I thought was a bit quiet, but everyone put in a good shift and we got the win. That is sort of
yeah. They're saving themselves for this week. He's got the win. I thought that was good. He's got the win. Not a lot of teams won't go up there and win at all, and they'll definitely be a lot better this week. Can't be highly critical of the team. Yes, Elmo, you are right. That's not how you expect them to play in the last 4 rounds of this year in the finals, but good way to bounce back after the last couple of weeks, plus players missing as well. It was another tricky game. They got the win. For me, that's a B+. They got the win.
I'd say it's a B-.
Very good.
But I do
regardless, it's still good.
I do think people underestimate the importance of someone like Critta. Like, we haven't had Critta now for 2 or 3 matches, and so clearly, that has a big effect on us. But anyway, we're going to move on. Oh, that's a great point. Eddie Abs, thank you so much for mentioning it. I do want to give a shout out to Reed Marnie. I thought Reed Marnie was excellent. Reed Marnie's defense, Reed Marnie's kicking on, everything that Reed Marnie did in that game was absolutely fantastic. He played 80 minutes, 55 tackles, did everything that he needed to do. And that was fantastic for him. And I have to say, that was one of the better performances he's had this year.
Look, credit to Reed Marnie. He signed a contract to go to the Cowboys. Is that right?
That's right. 4 years.
Yeah. Oh, 4 years. Wow. Good on him. Set himself up for life now. That's
100%.
Probably the second last contract or the last contract he signed. I'd say second last contract. But it takes him into the next important phase of his career and life, So, and then it brings him towards probably the back end of his career.
Yeah.
Look, he's signed to go somewhere else. And he's given a great account of himself. He could easily just sit there and whine and play the victim mentality. He's brought Calvin in and it's unsettled the team. No, he hasn't done that. He's rocked up and he's given 50-plus tackles, plus maybe, did he do any try assist or, half breaks, line breaks? He's given in. So he's got a great account of himself. Credit to him.
He's been fantastic. And quickly, we missed this. Norm Eder gave a $7.99 super chat. Norm, thank you so much for your support. You're on a bit of a streak. Thank you so much for all your support and your financial support. It really means a lot to us. Thank you very much, brother. Now, with that, I think we can put the Cowboys game in the back pocket. We got the 2 points. We're sort of still third, and I think barring an absolute disaster, we should be there in the top 4. What I do want to do quickly is just ask you guys to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to give us a thumbs up because we do have about 60 people online right now. If you just give us a thumbs up, that would be great. Thank you very, very much. And be sure to subscribe, share this video with your friends and your mates and everybody who loves talking footy. Now, let's get into this week's game. I'm very excited.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
It's a Saturday at 5:30 p.m. at Accor Stadium.
God, I've got something on Sunday, so thank God for that.
So this is the team. These are the teams. As you can see, there are some considerable changes to talk about for the Bulldogs. So let's start. Let's start with the Bulldogs. We'll go sort of through the whole team and some of the changes that are made. So Connor Tracy at fullback, Jacob Kiraz on the wing, and then we've got Enari Tuwala at centre in place of Bronson Sherry. So quick update on that. Gus Gould did say on Twitter that Sherry has a groin injury, and he did play injured against the Cowboys, but we were short on players and could could not take the game off because of the, Crichton not playing and things like that. So Sherry did step up. So that's great. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sherry. Now he gets, I'm assuming it's going to be a 1 or 2 week absence. And so Nari Tuala is going to be playing at centre in place of Sherry. Then we've got Stephen Crichton, and then outside him will be Jethro Rinakama. So they've got Ratu Rinakama here instead of Jethro. Not sure which one is his first, which one's his second name, but we all know who Rinakama is. He's fantastic, good young kid. I'm very excited to see him go up against Terrell Sloan. I'd love to see him sort of get past Sloan a few times, score himself a hat trick. Then we've got Matt Burton at 6, and then we've got Lachlan Galvin at 7. Lachlan Galvin at 7. Before I talk about Lachlan Galvin, because we're talking about it, Mothman has given us a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Mothman. We appreciate it. I appreciate what Sexton's done for us in taking us to the top 4, but he was never our long-term 7. The sooner we move on and bring in Galvin, the better. Mothman, that is absolutely spot on. And I think that given how Ciraldo has managed the situation right now, I think this is the perfect time to bring Galvin in. And you want to know the most ironic thing about this, Dibbo?
Yep.
Do you want to know what the most ironic thing about this is? Last year, they dropped Drew Hutchison and brought Toby Sexton in against the Dragons.
I had to change. Yeah, that's right. That was that round 10 game, I think it was.
Round 12, I think 10? It was.
Somewhere 12. Around there, at Ackle, I remember. It was a night game as well.
Yeah, that's right. And
I remember it was good game up till half-time. I remember enjoying El Janda there as well. Father was pretty good service, and the food was hot. Anyways, yeah, continue.
Yep, and then the Bulldogs ran away with it in the second half, and we were like, where's Sexton been? Where's Sexton been? And that was sort of what turned our season around. And so, ironically, in 2025, Sexton, the one making way for Lachlan Galvin. So Lachlan Galvin will be at 6. At 7. Burden will be at 6.
We can only speculate, but I don't think Ciraldo's. Is he really for real dropping Sexton for the remainder of the year? I don't think so. I think he's just trying to give Galvin an opportunity for what he signed him for to obviously start. He obviously wants to blood him, throw him in that deep end because he wants that X factor going into the finals. So he's giving him his opportunity to play and gel with the team. I don't think. Sexton's definitely not done. No, not at all. Well, if Galvin does set the world alight, that makes it a lot harder for Sexton to come back in. It's insane. Like, these guys have won 80% of the games this year.
Yep.
It's just insane. He's won 80% of the games this year, and you can afford to drop the halfback. Like, it's a luxury. Whether that's going to end up being the right thing or wrong thing or not make a difference, I don't know. And what sort of thinking the brains trust that the Bulldogs have, we'll never know for sure. We'll never know. They're not normal humans like us. We see it from our end, but obviously we don't see the inner workings on the inside and how the players are going and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, but wow, 80% of games you can afford to drop him.
I think. Look, I commend the call from Ciraldo. I'm glad. I'm very, very glad that Ciraldo's made the tough call. As I said before, right? Last week was Sexton's chance to show Ciraldo that he is the number 7. And I don't think he did that. He tried for sure, but I don't think he was able to really stake his claim. And he hasn't really been able to stake his claim all year. That's not, that again, I'm not going to sit here and say Sexton hasn't been good for us. Sexton has been very good for us compared to Hutchison. But when you take a step back and look at the performance of all the top 4 halfbacks in the top 4, the halfbacks of the top 4 teams. So you look at Hughes, you look at Metcalf, you look at Fogarty. all of these players are much, much better in creating attack for their team than Sexton. The Bulldogs have scored 200 less points than the Storm, and they've scored about 100 less points than the Raiders up until this point in the year. I know that it's the defense that wins your premierships, but at some point, attack needs to click as well, right? And I think Galvin can give us everything that Sexton was already giving us, plus more. This is why I'm such a big move of this, because I want to see Galvin have 80 minutes to run the team without anyone else telling him, oh, you've got to come on, or you're only on for 60 minutes, or things going wrong. The games that he has played, there's been some sort of miracle or weird thing that's happened, or he hasn't played a full 80 minutes. So against the Eels, he was on the bench. Against the Rabbitohs, there was that freak lightning storm where we went off the field. Against the Broncos, again, the team shit itself and wasn't really his fault. So, I want to see him perform with a full-strength team at 7. And I think, having Critta there, having our full spine, having our full team there, I think will do him a world of good. And if you look at, if we go through the rest of the team, we've got Max King, Reid Marnie, Sam Hughes, Viliami Kikau, Jacob Preston, Jamin Salmon, and then you've got Kurt Mann, Harry Hayes, Josh Curran, Bailey Haywood, with Tupanua, Saluka Fafita, Morin and Sexton, and Wilson on the extended bench. We haven't had this full team since about round 4.
Hopefully,
or round 5.
Hopefully, Tupanua doesn't play on the weekend.
Well,
I hope not. It can be Matt number 19, or maybe for him to stay there. Who's your 18th man?
I would think 18th man gets announced 24 hours before, and I would think it's probably going to be 18th man will be Titili Tupanua, and 19th man will probably be Toby Sexton or Blake Wilson. But anyway, we haven't had this lineup and full strength missing Sherry and and Montoya, but relatively full strength since round 4 or 5. And it's a great position to be in, and it's a great place or a great time for Lachlan Galvin to be coming in to take over. I reckon, if you look at when is the perfect time to start him, it's right now. Galvin has 2 months, 8 games to prove to everybody why we bought him, but also to prove to himself that he is it. And also to build those combinations that we know he needs to build. And I think this is Ciraldo is going to come out and he's going to tell him, there is no pressure on you. I've given you the ranks. You've got 8 weeks to prove yourself. Take your time. Go out there and play your natural game. And as soon as Ciraldo can take that pressure off Galvin, I think we'll start to see Galvin open up. Because I think we saw some really good things there against the Rabbitohs and even against the Broncos and the Panthers, I've got to admit. We've seen some sparks of brilliance in the way he can get the ball out to the edges that I think we've lacked so far. And do I think he's going to come out and kill it against the Dragons? I don't think so. But I do think that he'll have 1 or 2 try assists, to start eating away at Toby Sexton's total very quickly. And that's where I think the difference is going to be, in that Lachlan Galvin is going to be able to provide a lot more service to our outside backs, more so than Sexton. And one of the things I'm excited about is I know that Galvin is strong right side player, and I'm really interested to see how he links up with Preston. I'm interested to see how he links up with Crichton on that right edge, just giving them early ball. I think we're in for a treat. I think we're definitely in for a treat. Do I think that we? Do I think that this is the team that we will go in with? No, I think there will be some changes. I think Jamin Salmon, either Jamin Salmon or Bailey Haywood drop out for Titili Tupanua. Sitili Tupouniua is a big body. He is the type of player that we need to have on the bench. And so I think Jamin Salmon or Bailey Hayward will drop out. Don't think it's Jamin Salmon. I think Bailey Hayward will be the one to make way for Sitili Tupouniua, which will give us 3 forwards and 1 lock replacement on the bench. Another suggestion has been that Sam Hughes will get dropped, Josh Curran to start and Sitili to come onto the bench. I don't think that's going to happen. I think one of Salmon or Hayward will drop. What are your thoughts on the team, Dibbo?
Well, I like it. I think the only, and I honestly, I'd abhor to see Sam Hughes get dropped from the team. The fact that he's been back for a few weeks and he's getting more and more game time, and don't forget he was just starting prop last year. Silly to drop him out of the whole 17, to be honest. I'd like for him not to change the 17. Maybe give Tupouniua another week just to, kind of wool. So his hammy doesn't go again.
Yeah, fair point.
Back next week. They got the Tigers next week?
I think it is, yeah. Either the Tigers, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What a game next week. Anyways, that's for next week. I reckon just keep him in cotton wool. Like honestly, this is almost your full strength 17. Obviously, you throw Sherry into the number 3 spot ahead of Tuala, and then I like Rinakama there. I mean, maybe he can maybe Tuala can dink it out with Rinakama for that last wing spot. Or Montoya or Wilson, whoever is going to get it. And then...
Sorry, next week is Sea Eagles.
Yeah, that's all right. You can put him in kind of wool till then. And then Tupouniua has to be in your 17. I like your bench. Kurt Mann, Harry Hayes, Josh Curran, Bailey Hayward. You do need one more forward in there. Who makes way, whether it's Salmon or Hayward. But Tupouniua has to be in your 17. It's a good lineup. It's a strong lineup.
It is a strong lineup. I just don't see. I don't see Harry. There are some suggestions that Harry Hayes may be dropped. I actually don't think it'll be Harry Hayes. I think that Harry Hayes has been far too important for our rotation. He plays 60 minutes, gets through a lot of work, and covers areas that other players lack. Plus, he's very versatile. So I don't think it'll be Harry Hayes.
Your forwards are more robust than the Dragons as well. Like they'll move them around as well. They'll, like they're coming up against Blake. This is where you're going to kill St. George. Your robust forwards up the middle are going to move Michael Milo, Blake Laurie, Emre Gula, David Clemmer, and Luciano Leilua. They're going to absolutely run them ragged. Like too robust, too mobile up the middle, too quick for them. Too much movement for them. And then they'll drive you down towards the St. George. He'll probably average about 60 metres a set, I reckon. And he'll keep driving them down towards the Dragons' try line, and then obviously spread it out wide and probably go to Sully's side, and he'll score through there, I reckon. Sully can't defend on the right. He's a natural left-hand side player. But yeah, forwards are going to definitely I look at the Dragons forwards and I think, geez, there's some.
I don't think it's that cut and dry, to be honest. I think that the Dragons have been better than what's suggested. Yeah, I
know, but your forwards are very mobile. Probably the most mobile in the comp, because some of them aren't bulky like the others. Like Harry Hayes, how much does he weigh? 98 kilos, 95 kilos?
I'm not sure how much he weighs, but he's very.
Kurt Mann up the middle absolutely kills teams with his agility. Absolutely kills them. Max King, man, he's pretty robust for a front rower, man. Like he had to play centre when he was younger. He's got a bit of that, foot movement. Kikau and Preston, and we both know how damaging they are out wide. They run almost like centres, honestly. Like your least robust forward. Funny, and Curran's very, very agile, robust as well. Your least robust forward or agile forward, surprisingly, is actually Sam Hughes. And he's actually quite robust and agile on his feet. Like out of the Dragons, honestly, Sue's they're the only one that compares. Like the Bellon's getting on, his feet are getting old, his legs are getting old. It's like a mismatch of forwards.
I think the Bellon's been fantastic for you guys, though. I think for me, I think where you guys
fantastic, but look at their team. What are they sitting?
I think where you guys fall down a little bit is in the props. I think in the props you guys are a bit short. Like I don't know why Loco Junior Pacifica Tonga isn't playing.
Exactly. I don't know how they're still even competing, to be honest. Like, look at their team. It's like, all right, you got Valentine Holmes, you got Gutherson, but then you got Finau. Sloane's been in it. Sloane's been up and down. He's been good the last 2 weeks, but he's just up and down. Sully can't play on the right. He's naturally a left side player, but he had to move to the right again to play to make way for Holmes. I reckon try Holmes on the right. Put Sully back on his favoured left. Anyways.
Yeah, honestly,
they won't make the finals this year. I knew that a while ago. Like, just cemented it with the last 2 losses. But yeah, I don't know how this team doesn't lose by more, especially the last 2 weeks. Actually, they'll win the game the last 2 weeks, which that's maybe down to Canberra being out of Canberra. That's because Canberra's bubble just gets getting bigger, and Roosters were very complacent against the Dragons on Saturday. That's how I saw it anyway.
I disagree. I thought the Dragons showed a lot of heart and a lot of ticker against the Roosters, and
but Roosters, what are they on the ladder? 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, it was Tedesco brilliance. It was Tedesco brilliance that got the Roosters over the line. I thought that that the Dragons overall were very good. Jacob Little has been so good for you guys. Jack DeBell and Jaden Sewer have been incredible. It's unfair, I know. That you guys have lost so many games by 6 points or less, but yeah, that speaks to a lot.
Missing those extra players, just missing a few classy players. Like
you've got injuries, man. You got injuries.
Regardless, they got a squad of 30 for a reason. But I mean, you got Kyle Flanagan. He hasn't been dreadful, but he's not an out and out halfback. It's going to lead you into a top 8. And then you got Lachlan King Toga, who's only 20 years old. Like. He's playing outside Kyle Flanagan. What do you expect from them to be honest? Yeah. They're out of their depth this week, to be honest. I mean, I'm just actually surprised they lost by basically a try the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not expecting much from them this weekend, to be honest.
Honestly, I thought
playing against a much mobile, agile forward pack that's gonna. Yeah, I mean, you got Michael Milo and Blake Laurie. Milo's been all right the last 2 weeks. I shouldn't be harsh on him, but Gula and Clemmer and Laurie are going to absolutely, and Luciano Leilua are going to absolutely struggle on the movement those Canterbury forwards absolutely offer, especially the likes of Preston and Kiko out wide. And then you'll get Kurt Mann who come up the middle when the forwards are not even necessarily tired, but he looks for a hole. He looks for a hole. That's how I see it anyway. Whether they perform like that on the weekend or not, I can't say. But that's if you want to look at the team and go through it, that's how exactly I see it.
I think that Rinakama is going to give Terrell Sloan some headaches. Terrell Sloan notoriously is known for his poor defense, and I think Rinakama is going to be putting him under a lot of pressure. Even last week, you could see they kept putting Robert Darby under pressure with the high ball.
Yep. The kicks. Yeah. Oh, there's something about Gutherson and Sloan this year when it comes to a high ball. They cannot diffuse it for their lives. Put them both together to run into each other. It's insane.
Yes. Anyways, I'm expecting that there'll be a lot of that on Saturday night. I think, for me, the one opportunity or the one place that we need to be very careful is when Jacob Little comes on. One of our players needs to be marking him, like whether it's Harry Hayes or Josh Curran when he comes on. They've got to be very aware of his scoots out of dummy half and his service. He's so good. Like
we might get 2 tries in the last 10 minutes of the game. Thank you for charity.
No, I disagree. I think that you guys will score, I think 16 points, 16 or 18 points is what
that's a compliment. Far out, you guys are kind.
No, look, I think that having Gutho there, Valentine Holmes, who else is there? Like, Jaden Saw, Jack DeBell, and even Luciano Leilua, he can get a great offload away. Yeah, and if we're not on our defense, we'll struggle.
I just feel like they're going to struggle with the I don't know. I just feel like they're going to struggle in the forwards Saturday. Anyways.
Yeah, and look, my big thing as well is I think Damien Cook's getting too slow out of dummy half. He's getting way too slow out of dummy half. He needs to, I don't know if he needs to give it up to Jacob Little or whatever. But if we get like Kikau and King running at him all day, he will get very tired, and usually he doesn't come off. He usually plays the 80, and that for me is one of those things where, I think that could be an opportunity for us to exploit if we want to ride at home. But I do think that you guys are soft on the edges. The Roosters scored a lot of points on the edges.
Sully wasn't. Yeah, Sully couldn't. Sully was in all sorts defending that right side. He left Sloan 2-on-1 a few times there.
I think even Valentine Holmes, though, to be fair, I don't think Valentine Holmes' defense has been very good.
No, he misses a 1-on-1, that guy, quite often. So, yeah, no surprises.
Yeah, so that's where I think is the problem. I also think like what the Bulldogs do very well is put pressure on the kickers, and I reckon Carl Flanagan's going to have a nightmare. Carl Flanagan is going to have an absolute nightmare because he's a very slow kicker of the ball. Like if you look at someone like Burton, Munster, Moses, Fogarty, but the way, like the speed with which they get their foot to the ball is instant. Like they're very quick at kicking the ball. Whereas I feel like Carl Flanagan needs to take his time to set it up, get it right, kick it. And I feel like it gives the Bulldogs a lot of opportunity to pressure him and, either get the charge down or just, get him to fumble the ball or put in a really bad kick. And I think that's what the Bulldogs are going to be doing. Kick out and Marnie a lot will be putting Flanagan under a lot of pressure, throughout the whole game.
Imagine Flanagan scores a hat-trick. So we're all walking out of the stadium. It won't happen.
Look, if it happens, good on him. Like
we'll walk out.
You can't be sad for him, but I'm just like,
no, of course not. No. We'll walk out of the stadium. But anyway, Flanagan apparently was getting kicking tips from his mate John Claude Birra this today. It's funny. He was showing him how to put up a torpy kick. That was hilarious. God. Actually, a matter of fact, have you realised Flanagan the last 2 weeks have put up spirals in his kicks? I mean, like half torpies. Have you realised? He's got a bit of extra distance behind him. Yeah, he can't. He's not a natural kicker. Far out.
Sorry, I wanna ask Zatar. Is he saying Burton is one of the slowest kickers?
I think when he winds up, unless he means when he winds it up, he puts it about 10 million miles in the air when he winds up.
Yeah, that's the only time he's slow. But when he's in
but anyone that's going to wind up and put those big torpy punts is going to be is really winding up. He's going to take his time. Just got to give him all the time in the world. Protection, sell like you're going to kick his pass it somewhere else and I love when he winds it up. Wow, when he winds up that kick, far out.
I'd love to see put one up for. I'd love to get. I'd love to see Burton put one up for Flano or.
Flanagan.
Not
Flanagan. No, let it bounce.
Gutho and Sloan.
No, they won't.
See what happens there.
No, they'll let it bounce. No chance.
So that'll be an exciting opportunity to see. But yeah, look, I honestly think this will be an exciting game. I think the Bulldogs will win, and I do think that Lachlan Galvin is going to look a lot more comfortable in his place. Having that 7 on his back rather than just being a fit-in for Burton or coming off the bench. And to be honest, I think the one thing that's going to make the biggest difference, and I don't know, we've spoken about this a lot, is that when he's going to be starting at 7, having Reid Marnie give him the ball from dummy half the whole game, getting him good early service, I think is going to make a big difference to how Galvin's going to play. Because if you every time he's come off the bench, right, he's had Sexton at 9 serving the ball to him. So having Marnie at 9 serving the ball to him when he's on the field at 7, I think that's going to make a big difference. That's where I think we'll see a bit of a difference there. It's going to give him a lot more time to do what he needs to do, as opposed to relying on. Again, this is not shitting on Sexton at all, but it's just saying that getting service from a primary dummy half as opposed to a fill-in dummy half will make a big difference for Galvin. That's the thing. And 100%, I know that the whole team will be behind Galvin. It's not up to Reid whether he'll pass or he won't pass to Galvin. It's up to who calls the ball. And I just hope Galvin has the courage to say, yes, I'm 7 now. I'm going to demand the ball. Because because I think the team's behind him. I do think that the team is behind him. And so, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited that, he's been given, he's been given that number 7 jersey. It's about time. I think it takes a lot of courage and balls from Ciraldo to do what he's done, especially when we're, leading the competition. For him to drop his starting halfback with a young kid, sure, may not have happened in the prettiest way, but it is what it is. Dibbo, give me your thoughts on the Dragons team.
I think I already gave it. They're really lacking in the forwards. Like, ideally, this would be my Dragons forward pack, ideally, but it won't happen this year, especially that 3 of them are out for the year. So I'd have the Couchman twins, obviously Dylan Egan there. I mean, you already got Blake, Hamish looks like he's the only one that's somehow, survived being out there for a while. Hanging in there. He's had a few injuries, don't forget, and concussions. He's hanging in there. But ideally, like the Couchman twins, Dylan Egan is out for the year with that ACL. Hamish Stewart, Loco Pacifica Tonga. And then obviously there's young... the
2 Couchman brothers?
Yeah, the twin. But there's that young Halangahu. What's his name? Daniel Halangahu or something? Anyways, the young Halangahu is 18 years old. He played in the under-18s with Rinakama and Mitchell Woods. And he's the one that scored the first try, I think, with New South Wales. You saw him as a mini Fafita. Looks like he's got a big work ethic, though, compared to Fafita. So that's what I like about him. But not going to happen this year. So, looking at our forwards, gee whiz, they're compared to the Canterbury side, when it comes to moving around the paddock, they look like absolute plotters. So if you guys throw a few inside passes, you should be able to find the Dragons forwards wanting, when it comes to covering on the inside. So, yeah, I think we're going to struggle in the forwards, to be honest. The backs give a good account of themselves, even though we have some quite average halves at the moment. Not going to look good for the Dragons this week. And I hope Canterbury just take it easy on us or play poorly, but they played poorly the last, let's just say they played poorly the last month. They're not going to play poorly forever. So by their standards anyway. So, yeah, I think we're in for a long weekend or long Saturday, to be honest. So, yeah, expecting a Canterbury win by about 3 tries plus, to be honest.
So referee is going to be Adam G and Grant Atkins in the bunker. So I think refereeing should be okay.
Yep.
I will say, if the Bulldogs play like they did against the Cowboys, we will lose.
You should get the win still. You'll get the win.
If we play like we played against the Cowboys, we will lose. I'm telling you now.
You win by about 4 to 8 points. If you play like you play against, you just still win.
No, I think that the Dragons. I think the Dragons are a better team than the Cowboys in every way. That's not much because the bar's very low. I know the Cowboys bar is very low.
Both poor team. Cowboys have been dreadful.
But I do think that the Dragons are much better, and if we're not careful, the Dragons can and will beat us, especially because they can be very gritty in defense.
Yeah, he's won't have a poor game this week. Crichton's back.
Yes, great point. I think that we're not speaking enough about how much of a difference Stephen Crichton makes to our team. I think that having Stephen Crichton back is a massive, massive in.
Max King will give a good account. He's in for a big game. Yeah, the boys.
I think Sam Hughes as well. I think Sam Hughes knows that the pressure's on and that at any moment he can be dropped for, Tupanua or Daniel Saluka Fafita. And so I think that,
I think your wide men. I think your wide men will have a day out. Preston and Kickout. So expect one of them to be man of the match and nab a few tries each. That's where I see it.
Look, I just want us to go out there and put a one good long cohesive 80 minutes. We haven't played in 80 minutes that's been like relatively error free for about 4 or 5 weeks, and I just want to see us get back to that clean style of footy that we were playing 6 or 7 weeks ago. I think it was really that's what I'm hoping to see. I do think that there'll be changes to both sides though. I don't know what those changes will be, but I do think that there will be changes to both teams.
I don't know who the Dragons can possibly bring in.
Is there a chance they'll drop? Is there a chance they'll drop Laurie for Pacific Tonga?
No, not yet. Not this year. Next year, maybe. Right. I'd like to see Loco get more minutes, but for some reason he's got Laurie there. No chance. Nothing really.
What about Sloan for Corey Allen? Do you think it's an option?
No, because Sloan's done all right the last 2 weeks. I know they haven't nabbed the win, but if you look at his performance against Canberra and the Roosters, didn't do much wrong. You know, there was an odd area in there, but you can't. Even those 2 tries where the Roosters went hands, he was left 2-on-1. But only thing you could probably criticise him there is to make a decision. Should have just came in and tried to catch that centre, catch and pass. That's the only way where you could have folded him, but it was just left stranded each time. He was sound in attack. He's nabbed a try for you. He hasn't done much wrong. So, yeah. No, I wouldn't get rid of Sloaney. Not at all. Finau's been okay.
Yeah, I love Finau's young.
Yeah, like Corey Allen gives a good account of himself. I got no issues if he plays on the weekend. Be happy for him, actually. Someone that was out for a while, he's come back well. Very well. I hope they give him an extension. If not, I hope he gets himself a better opportunity elsewhere and a better contract.
Just quickly, the man has spoken. John Sard has just come out and said he's expecting a blowout score. I'm assuming a blowout score to the Bulldogs. John, what's your tip? What are you tipping for the game? I'll ask you the same question there, Dibbo. What's your tip for the game?
I don't know. It just depends how many points the Dragons can score. But I think Canterbury like 38. Or be fair to the Dragons, or kind to the Dragons, 18. Something like that, or 38-14, or 38-12. Something like that, in that vicinity anyway. That's how I see it.
All right. And where do you think the Bulldogs win it? Like, where do you think that they're going to be?
Forwards, easily the forwards. Like I said earlier, I've been saying their forwards from 8 to 13, including their bench, is more robust, more agile than ours. They'll move us around. They'll find us wanting in the middle. Very. Guys, like I said, your man of the match will come from either Kickow or Preston. There'll be a lot of candidates for man of the match. I think those two, one of them will get man of the match with a few tries each.
Right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you that I think that we're going to win 13 plus. If we're on, I understand what that means. If we're on, I think we win 13 plus, and I actually think we put on. I think it'll be 38-12 or 38-14. And that's me. That's me saying not that the Dragons are not going to play well, but I think the Bulldogs are going to come out to make a statement. They're going to come out to do something with attack, because we know we can defend, but it's time for us to attack. And that's why I think that the Bulldogs are going to go out there to try and put a score on. Why that scares me is because I think we've tried that the last few weeks and we've been extremely clunky. And that's the scary part, that we've been quite clunky. So I'm sort of, I don't know. I'm so, I'm so conflicted about what the score is going to be. I have put a poll up. Please be sure to share, to vote in the poll, just so I get a sense of what everyone's
we'll vote for it now.
Will be. The forecast is not going to rain. It will be cold, but it won't rain. And also, while I guys have you here, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, I'm a little bit conflicted about this one. I do think that the Bulldogs playing even at 80% can put an absolute score on. But it's because the last 4 or 5 weeks haven't been great. I am a little bit wary of it, of this one coming to bite us. So I am very scared, but at the same time, I think if we come to play, we'll put on a good score. And I reckon Rinakama to get a try anytime. I reckon he's going to score his second first grade try. That's what I think. I think off a nice pass from Galvin, he's going to score his second try. Any final thoughts, Dibbo, before we move on?
No, get to the game. Let's make it a 60,000 crowd on Saturday. I wish we could broadcast this to more Dragons fans as well, get them to come out. Hopefully we get at least 34. Are the tickets? Are they getting $10 tickets for the weekend or not really? Or they stop?
I don't think this one. Yeah, I don't think this one's gonna.
That's all right. I mean, if we can get 40, 50,000 at least, with the prices being, Vaucluse prices, then we'll count it as they got 70,000 people there, revenue-wise. But yeah, get to the game, make a vote. It's actually a local derby. Look forward to it. Actually, really look forward to it.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about the NRLW. So, the Bulldogs team obviously played.
How'd they go? They win?
Yeah, so they've won their first 2 games in a row. The first one
undefeated.
Yeah, so the first one was against the Knights, which are heavyweights of the competition. The Bulldogs beat them quite comfortably in the first game ever. We won. If I could just get the score,
they might make the grand final this year. Then, if the way they beat the Knights, who they beat last week?
So it was the Knights, and then they beat the Tigers. So they beat the Knights 26-12. Yeah, and then they beat the Tigers 12-8 at Campbelltown Sports.
Oh wow, and close game.
It was a very, very close game. Preston, our number 7, she's fantastic. She's been everywhere. Yeah, she's been great. Then we've got obviously there's Hopewadi. She plays in the forwards. We've got Dimmick. She's playing in the forwards.
Dimmick.
So Dimmick's daughter. She's actually playing. For us.
It is his daughter.
Yeah. It is his daughter.
What does she play? Lock?
No, she plays. I'm pretty sure she plays prop. Yeah, Tegan Dimmick plays prop. She's number 10.
Your father was a lock, 5'8". Good player, father. Fantastic
great player. Yeah, obviously. And then
you're man of the match in the '95 grand final.
Mm.
Yeah, he was your Clive Churchill medal winner.
Yeah, that's right.
What a star he was. Tough as nails.
We've got Andy Robinson at fullback has been fantastic as well. Quinlan at 6. So all these players and Angelina Tekarengi Katoa, she's also a prop. She's been doing a great job for us. So she got suspended for slapping the Tigers player last week, which I thought was pretty funny. But overall, it's been great to see the women come in and perform the way they've performed. They got lucky to win against the Tigers. Not lucky, they did well to hold out the Tigers. It was a great game, to be honest, very physical. But yeah, I think it's been a great performance, great performances by the girls thus far this year, and exciting to see how they can continue to perform over the next next few weeks to see if they can make the finals, because it's a tough competition. There's some really good teams up there, and the fact that the Bulldogs have won their first 2 in a row has been great. Very fantastic. And actually, this week it's a double header. So the women's game will be kicking off at 3:15, and then the men's game will be kicking off at 5:30.
Who the Dogs got this week in the women's?
The Dragons.
Oh, so they got the Dragons. Are they playing reserve grade there as well then, or not really?
I'll have to double check. I'm not sure. But
Hope Millard.
Hope Millard, another name from the from both teams actually, is going to be playing at prop for the Bulldogs in place of Angelina Kataranga Katoa, who's been suspended.
Whose daughter's that?
I think in the someone's saying it was Daryl Millard's daughter.
No, it's not his daughter. Daryl's a year older than me. And
it's not Daryl Millard.
I went to the same primary as Daryl. I know Daryl and his brother really well.
I don't think it's
definitely not Daryl's daughter. I think Daryl's kid's probably 10, 11 now. No, definitely not his kid. No, someone else's.
No, he's not old enough. He played for us in the 2010s or late.
Daryl's 40 this year. Definitely not his daughter.
Actually, B Massive has mentioned something. Sorry, I just want to go back to the messages very quickly. B Massive has mentioned it was State of Origin that screwed us.
Shane Millard, All right.
Yeah, Shane Millard, that's the one.
That's right, yeah.
I actually really agree with this point. Sorry, Dibbo, I need to talk about this. I think that the in and outs and our origin players leaving and our origin players coming in, I actually think that's affected us quite considerably.
What do you think? Like I said, you're harsh on your team. Like, you're very harsh. Very. Like 2 years ago, what did they come 2 years ago? 13th or something? 14th? 12th?
No, we came third last.
Yeah, all right, 13th or whatever it was, right? 13th. Last year they came 6th. And this year they're sitting 2 points off top. Right. Very, very critical of these fans. Very, very critical. Like, straight away can just best couch potatoes I know. Honestly, best couch experts I know. Just cry over wet, over spilt milk over everything. Greatest fans ever. They find everything to criticize. Honestly, like, you can just point out, like, you can sit there and say, all right, they might, they're a bit out of form, but to come there and absolutely slap the team down, bloody oath. They did get affected by Origin. Who doesn't? Not every team gets affected by Origin, but they had about 5 players in Origin, almost half a dozen. Of course, suspensions. They've lost 4 times this whole year. What are we, round 19, 18? What are we, round 19?
I think it's around 20 now.
Yeah, round 20. They've won 80% of, or they've gotten points in 80% of their rounds this year, if you include the buys. Very critical of your team. Very, very critical. Honestly, he's sitting at the summit. Of course, he's been harsh on the team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it is a little bit harsh, but I think at the same time, you sort of don't want to take your foot off the accelerator. And I think
definitely not. I mean, you still get behind the team and that, but you can't just slap him down like bloody hell. There's still a lot of improvement in him. Like, you can't just expect the world in 1 year. Oh, sure. If they make the grand final this year and win it, bloody oath. Go party up Belmore for the next, don't even come home for 3 days. Honestly, don't come home for 3 days. You just get to at least the prelims or the grand final, or even, say you don't win it, but you get to the big dance or the prelims, for example. I could still be ecstatic because, next year the team's improving again as long as they stay focused and they got more signings coming. Bloody oath been harsh. A lot of 90% of NRL teams wish they could be in your position now. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. If you're not Melbourne, and let's say if you're not Melbourne, you're not Penrith, and let's just say maybe Roosters, a lot of teams wish they could be in your position. A lot of teams. Like Canterbury's pinching itself, and the Warriors at the moment that, they're in the top. I mean, I'm telling you, Canberra and the Warriors are both pinching themselves at the moment. They're in the top 4, That's such a good feeling. Something I haven't experienced in about, can't remember.
So you guys will be there in the next few years, I reckon.
I hope so, but I'm not getting out of myself because they don't seem to be signing anyone off. No, I'm glad this new CEO's come out and he's talking the talk, because the previous CEOs we had didn't talk the talk. They didn't even walk the walk, but they didn't have to talk the talk. They didn't even get to that stage. This guy's already talking the talk. So let's hope so. He's actually put the coach under a lot of pressure. Came out and publicly said, his coach, his son won't be there. We didn't sign his son to be the starting halfback. So it's either you go.
I couldn't believe he said that.
No, good on him. That he used to be the CEO for the V8 supercars, And I go to those corporate events through work and see what it's become. It's like, wow, a lot of the corporate sponsorship and businesses involved on that. He should be able to do that with the Dragons, but he's either told Flanagan, go get that halfback, or you and your son perish. So it's giving him the ultimatum. Perfect. Bloody oath. What, you want another 10 years out of the finals? They've been in the finals for 7 years. In their history, even as a standalone club, they never went that long without being in the finals. As a standalone. In their history, they never went that long.
Has it been, 7 years now?
7 years. Next year will be 8, As a standalone club, I think their longest they ever went without finals was 3 or 4 years.
I reckon you guys. I still reckon you guys are in a chance. I still reckon you guys are in it with a chance.
No, too many injuries. The depth is tested, and the Dogs look. If they somehow fluked Cameron and the Roosters, I would have said they could lose to the Dogs this week and still be a chance to make it. But no, long gone, man. Let's just be fair income. They don't have the players. They don't have the form. They've got the injuries. It won't happen. Honestly, it's unfair on them to suggest that. It's unfair on them and on other sides, especially to suggest that they'll make the 8 or they should jag at 8. It's unfair on teams like the Dolphins. It's unfair on teams like the Sharks, who I think they're both not sitting in the 8 at the moment. Is that right?
I think
the Sharks are back in, but it's unfair on those sides, for example.
No, Sharks are not in.
Yeah, all right, but there you go. Dolphins and Sharks. It's unfair, for example, on sides like that the Dragons will leapfrog them into the 8. They're miles ahead of the Dragons. Way better.
But you guys are only 4 points out of the 8 anyway.
Regardless, some sides have had 3 buys, some have had 1 or 2. It's a sham. Some have had easier draws. You know? It's unfair on those other sides. Like, let's just be fair income. Stop beating around the bush. Stop, thinking we're in fairyland and there's all magical fairies and the Dragons are going to make the top 8. This year, it won't happen. I mean, if they any chance they had, went with all those injury blows they had.
I think the injuries have stuffed years up.
They lost when they lost the other couchman in the first game. That was a real blow because I thought him and his brother were really going to excel for the Dragons this year. His brother was actually solid, the one that stayed fit for a while. And I was still an Egan, but they just got to hang in there for this year, give a good account on themselves as much as they can, and look forward to towards next year. And blood a lot of those youngsters. Honestly, Daniel Halangahu get a run this year. I'd love to see him get a run. I would have loved to see Finau Latu stay with the Dragons and get a run this year, but the Dragons got no one but to blame themselves there. If they really wanted him, they would have offered him something really good, but they just got too cocky. And credit to the Bulldogs.
Apparently the manager was quite adamant that he wanted to go to the Bulldogs. And
don't blame.
To hear what the Dragons had to say.
I was about to say. Yeah, I was about to defend the manager there because if the Dragons no one should never blame the manager there. If you're not good enough,
they'll walk. The players will walk.
Bloody oath. If you're not offering them and being, good, of course, the bloody oath, the players will walk. Dogs gave him looking after him.
It is an exciting match. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a very exciting match for both teams.
Jeez, Jamie, you're very polite there, Jamie. I'll take that. Honestly, I'll take that. I'll take that, Jamie. Honestly.
Thanks, Jamie. I love you, brother. Appreciate it. All right. So I mean, we've said what we've had to say. I think the Bulldogs will win. You think the Bulldogs will win? Out of 30 votes or whatever.
You know what would be mad? Post game, everyone goes to like Wings and Things or Burger District or Dougie's in wherever, Bankstown or Hurstville. Just be mad fed after they go. Those places are going to be all chock-a-block. All chock-a-block. No one does fast food or no one's got the best places for food in all of Sydney, like that Canterbury Bankstown area. Even Canterbury Burgers. Yeah. There's a lot of mad like nice good food joints, around to go those areas. Wings and Things are mad. Like, Burger District in Belmont will be sold out. You can't get in because everyone will be celebrating up and down. I actually wouldn't mind going getting some of these Nashville tenders, and dip it in that sauce and
all right,
should ask them to start sponsoring us.
Let's go quickly. Just go through the upcoming games and just give a bit of just tips on the rest of the on all the games this week. What do you reckon, Dibbo?
Yeah, let's fly away. I want to hear I want to see read everyone's tips as well. Like, just put in your tips who you think.
First game Thursday, 7:50 p.m. Dolphins Cowboys.
Look at that
Stadium.
Yeah. You know what? If Dolphins cop injuries again, their depth will be tested. They could miss the 8 again. The more I think about it.
Yeah, they're missing Cody Nikorima.
Big loss. The more I think about it. Honestly, big loss. The way him and Qatar have been playing this year together, wow. As soon as he's out injured, Qatar was great, but him and Nikorima have gelled this year. But anyways.
They've been fantastic.
Bloody hope.
So if you look at at the moment they've got Felice Gofusi, Mark Nichols, Kulikefu, Funufuiaki, Cody Nikorima, Thomas Flegler, Tom Gilbert, Max Plath, Daniel Saifidi, and Jack Postock injured.
It's starting to stack up.
Nine injuries, and most of them forwards. Right? Saifidi's out to next season. Max Plath is out to next season. Tom Gilbert's out to next season. Thomas Flegler's out to next season. Nikorima's out to round 24.
Retire.
I think he's holding out hope that he can still play. But I think even if he comes back, man, like you sort of think he won't be. Anyway,
why do that to yourself?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so look, the Dolphins do have a lot of injuries. But I'm going to say Finns anyway, because I think they have too good of an attack for the Cowboys defense, and I think that he'll officially get the boot this week, Todd Payton, after they lose to the Dolphins, in my opinion.
36-20 to the Dolphins. 36-20.
I'm going to say 42-24.
Yeah, good shout.
42-24, only because the forwards that the Cowboys have a grand. I think they put in a lot of effort against the Bulldogs. So I think that, and look, the Dolphins haven't had great defense either. So I'm going to say,
oh yeah,
I'm going to say 42-24.
Yep.
And then we've got, if we go back, then we've got the Sharks and the Roosters.
Sharks.
What is interesting though is that Savala is out with an injury. They've brought the Chad back into 6, and Sandon Smith is on the extended bench.
Yeah, ridiculous. That Robbo, as soon as he's off someone for no reason, he wants him out of the team. He just doesn't choose him anymore, even if the season's ending. I hate that.
What?
Just because I think he's going to. I reckon the Dragons should go after Sandon Smith. Honestly,
I agree.
They need a half,
but he's not a half. He's more of a 6, I think.
Well, I'll take him at 6. Him and Atkinson.
Yeah, we got Atkinson. No, I don't think Atkinson can play 7.
Well, somebody at 7. Someone, something.
I just think that someone like Sandon Smith for the Dragons adds flair. And so what I think you could do is you can use him in the lock position like Haywood. Do you know like the way the Dogs use Haywood and Mann? I think Sandon Smith could play that role, but it'll take a lot of moving the team around if you are to do that. 100%. I do like the look of the Sharks. I thought Hines was really good last week. I don't know if he's going to be able to play that level again. But I do think that the Sharks are going to come out to get revenge for their loss from last time. So I'm actually calling the Sharks here by 8 points.
Good shout.
I'm going to say Sharks by 8.
Sharks by 2 for some reason. I got them winning, but I don't know why by 2. Anyways, Sharkies 20-18.
Sharks beat Roosters. Did I say? I'm going to say it's going to be 32-20 to the Sharks, or 32-22. How about that?
Good. Yeah, whatever works.
And then we
Sharks win.
Yeah, I think Sharks win. What was your call? What did you call?
I think I said 20-18.
To the Sharks?
I should win by more. I don't know why. It's 2 points stuck in my head. Sometimes strange feelings end up being right. Far out. But Panthers rested Cleary, surprisingly, in Yo. Should have just given them half a game. That's all they need.
So last week they rested Edwards and
it's giving them turns. I think they'll all be back next week.
Yeah.
When does Style get a rest?
Well, he got a rest last week.
Did he?
Toto didn't play. Yeah, Toto and Edwards didn't play last week.
I think he should have had him given 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I agree. But this week,
battered. Yeah.
Yeah, Isaiah Yeo and Nathan Cleary get it off. I still think that the Panthers are going to win.
Yeah, I don't know what to say of South. Very, very disappointing this last 2 months. Very, very disappointing. I can't even say that enough.
Tallis Duncan at centre because of all the injuries.
I don't know what to make of it. Good player.
Great player.
I don't know, man. Can he play centre? Anyways. Who's what do we have here? Kalamatangi. Davida.
I mean, why isn't Ewan Aitken at centre in his place? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that, especially as a centre. Bench looks better.
Looks okay.
I don't know what Lord. I don't know if Law started to even play. I don't know what. Just play him. It's hardly giving him a chance. I know he started the year.
Doesn't like him.
I think
it's disappointing.
He's trying to give him a chance, but I don't know. Anyways.
I'm really upset for Brandon Smith. Got injured with that hip drop.
Yep. It was an accident, but yeah.
It was an accident, but he'll be out for a bit. But I'm going to go Panthers here. I'm going to go Panthers 36-14. What do you reckon?
Who's playing in the halves for the Panthers? Can I just see their list again?
Yeah, sorry, give me a sec. So in the halves, it'll be Blaise Talungi and Brett Schneider.
They're missing Isaiah Yeo as well. Far out.
You're right. They might not be able to score that many points.
It's just the leadership. Because they've lost players every year, man. It's like if they had the same squad they've had, like if they didn't lose more players last year, like they lost Luai and Fisher Harris.
Yeah.
If they didn't lose them, and obviously Cleary and what's got to get in, I'd still go Panthers are like 13, 20 plus. I'm going to shake it up a bit. I'm going to go South Sydney by 8 points.
Nice. I'm going to go Penrith by 12. Yeah. I'm going to say 30 to 18.
But that Yo makes a big difference. Him and Cleary. Anyways, I hope Penrith keep winning because I like Penrith.
Same. Then you've got Raiders and Eels.
I'm going to go Raiders. Raiders by 4. Somehow it's going to be another close game. When's that bubble going to burst? I'm waiting for their next game. That's going to look like a difficult one.
What's interesting is they've dropped Dylan Brown to 18th man.
Yeah, about time.
Yeah, I reckon it's a great move.
I like the look of. I like how the Parramatta halfback's been playing, deputising for Moses.
Yeah, I reckon Dean Hawkins has been excellent. I think he's been great. So is Josh Papalai. I think they've been great, and Isaiah Yongi. I mean, bro, if you're gonna lose someone like Clint Gutherson, bringing in someone like Yongi has been unreal.
Great.
He's fantastic.
Good player. A lot of potential.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Raiders by. I'm gonna go Raiders by 8.
Yeah, good shout. It'll be fun if the bubble bursts this game.
Oh my god, can you imagine if the Eels beat the Raiders? That would be insane. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
they'll be in the bubbles burst.
Dogs versus Dragons.
Yeah, done that. Storm versus Seagulls rivalry. I'm gonna go Storm by 14. I want to say 20, but 14.
I'm going to say Seagulls by 6.
Wow, it's gone Manly. It's gone the Themley Seagulls by 6 points.
I have gone Themley Seagulls. I don't know if. I mean, this is just one of those calls that I'm making.
Who's in and out? Let's have a look. Munster's in. Vaipu. Xavier Coates. All right. You think Munster will be driven? All right, DC, Brooksy, Bagaric, Saab, Kula. Oh, yeah, they got their back 7 back. Lodge, Tavanga. Oh, Manly putting in a decent side all of a sudden. Yeah, really, they maybe really want that top 8 spot. Maybe they want to prove me wrong. But look at their bench. Well, what is that?
See, I don't understand the Tommy Talau. Like, why wouldn't you have, They're
missing Paseka. Paseka not playing is a big loss.
Yeah, I think Paseka is definitely a big
loss. Huge loss. Out for the year?
Yeah, he did an ACL.
How this sad thing. But anyways.
Yeah, I reckon they'll play well though, because they're desperate. If they lose, they can really start to drop out of the 8. So I think Melbourne are a stronger chance of winning, but I do think that Manly are in with a chance only because I feel Melbourne's been a little bit inconsistent. That's what I think. So I see Eagles by 6. Then we've got what was the last one? Then we've got Tigers and Titans. I'm going to say Tigers by 12. I'm going to say it's going to be 30 to 18.
Nice.
But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans win.
I reckon this game's going to be far out. I reckon this game's going to be something like 38-30.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too, to be honest.
High scoring game.
I reckon Benji's not it, bro. Benji's not it.
Oh, you finally listened to me, eh?
Hang on.
Dualistic.
Hang on. They've listed Adam Dwayne at 13.
I reckon.
I rate that so much, bro.
How good does he look when he gets the ball in? No, he's not a forward. How good? He's a big boy, but how good does he look when he gets the ball in hand?
Bro, if he can play the link-up man between Luai and Latu, I reckon their attack can go to another level.
He's good up really the middle, playing 6. I hope he kills it, man.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, I reckon he'll be great for them. I reckon
I think Flanagan tried to sign him, but didn't work out.
He would have been good for you guys.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I just think the Tigers really want to avoid that spoon. And Taylor May will be making his debut for the Tigers in the centres.
Tigers
I think it's great to see. I reckon he'll score a try as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
Return.
Redemption.
Score a try. Yeah, definitely on his path back to redemption. Not saying it is redemption just because you came back to the NRL, but whatever.
Redemption on a personal level, especially.
Yeah, for himself. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans win, bro. Like honestly, the Tigers can throw up some big ones. And then you got the Warriors and the Knights. This one's at Newcastle. How good was Tanner Boyd last week against the Tigers?
Surprised me.
I thought he had a great game, bro.
You know, the only game I got wrong all around was the Tigers-Warriors game. I went and tipped the Tigers.
Oh, man, no.
What a game to get wrong.
I reckon Tanner Boyd brings a lot of stability to that team. Really, I think he brings a lot of stability to that team. I was very surprised at how well he played.
Just following the role that he's been given.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what he's been doing.
So
where's the game at?
It's in Newcastle.
But who do the Knights get back? Let's have a look. Oh, Dylan Lucas is out.
Yeah, Lucas is out for the season with the Liz Frank injury. They've got Dane Gagai, captain and fullback.
What fullback? Dane Gagai?
Yeah.
Can he still run?
I mean, they've got him there. So he's played fullback earlier in the year as well when Ponga was out. So
he's 35, for God's sake. Anyways, I guess he's still that athletic freak. So, yeah. All right, I will go the Warriors by 8 or 10. Somehow Halasima nabs another try or two.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Warriors.
Leka Halasima
13 plus.
Yeah, nice. I hope my boss isn't watching this, Newcastle fan. So yeah, last morning saying it's
they made a decision to get rid of Adam O'Brien, and I think that's going to start filtering.
Oh, they have?
Yeah. I mean, they haven't announced it, but it's become pretty what's it called? It's become like an untold secret. Him and Dez are gonna find themselves out of a job at the end of the year, in my opinion.
I think Dez is finishing up anyway, from what I'm hearing. Yeah. Ponga off to Union, maybe, or maybe hopefully the Dragons lure him.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Needs a different. I reckon Ponga, whichever other club he goes to, it'll be good for him. It'll be good. Went to Newcastle. Be good for him. I think it'll be good for both of them. Anyways.
With that, thank you so much to everyone still there. Dogs of War, Norm Eder, Jamie Teasdale, KCT, Knox, Eddie Abs, Dogs of War, Jamie, Casey, I haven't seen you in here. Welcome. There's so many people in here. Thank you so much for all your support. That does sort of bring us to the end of the episode. I do look forward to the Dragons game, Dibbo. I hope to be having a very fun conversation this time next Tuesday, where the Dogs have put a big number on the Dragons. But I will cry. I will cry on live stream if the Bulldogs lose to the Dragons. I will cry.
Oh, I'll still go to sleep at my normal time. Couldn't care. They're not playing finals this year, the Dragons, anyway. So it'd be nice to get a win, but when you're not playing finals, yeah, just another year.
I actually don't know if I'll be at this game. I do have a corporate or a work function that I do have on this weekend, so I don't know if
could have made it at the game instead. But anyway,
no. Obviously, I'm not going to miss the game, but I don't know if I'll be able to get to the stadium in time. Are you going to be at the game, Dibbo?
Yeah, work's got another reservation there, so I'm planning to attend it. We'll see. I've got a big week this week, so
if you guys are at the game and if you guys want to hit us up, our email is podcast@thekennel.net.au, and maybe if you guys email us and we're there, we can catch up. That's I think that's probably the best way to go about it for now. As I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be there, but if I am, I'll let you guys know. And just as we're leaving, Jamie, the absolute legend, has given us another $5 super chat as we're going. Thank you very much. We love you, Jamie. We love Always Sport. We love all you guys. Before you go, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. And actually, this week, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put up a review of the Dragons vs. Dogs game on Sunday. I might just shoot it like I did the Panthers one. Me and Dibbo might do something together, like a quick 20-minute video, but I don't want to leave it to the Tuesday like we do every week. I'm trying to get through that or avoid doing that because I don't like waiting so long to review the games. But we'll see how we go. Brad, thank you. Thanks, another Jamie. 5. Bow down to the new king of Belmore, Lachlan Galvin. I like that one. Or the prince. I mean, technically he's the prince. Still the prince.
Crichton's the king.
Crichton is king of Belmore at the moment.
It's not the Game of Thrones here, mate. So, yeah.
But thank you so much, Brad. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And on that, I wish you guys a great week. Have a great night. Thank you guys for spending your evening with us. We love you all. And let's meet again here next week. Have a good one. Take it easy.
No, Morris, I won't be.
See you guys. Have a good evening.
See you, lads.